with us today, it's our honor to have U.S. Navy SEAL Chief Michael Jaco retired. He gave 24 years to the service of our country. He was in SEAL Team 6, the Red Man Squadron. You may recognize that name because that's the squadron that took down bin Laden. Chief, thank you so much for your service to our country. On behalf of my family, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for having me.
We would like to welcome you to the global world of romance and romance readers. What do you think about that?
Well, it's when I was first contacted by Lindsay, I was like, well, romance novel. I mean, that's kind of strange, for an Navy SEAL. But then when I started to think about my own book, The Intuitive Warrior, women are naturally intuitive. I mean, they have a very strong family tie, which SEALs have very strong family ties. SEALs are very intuitive as a group. We don't normally talk about it or mention it, but we are very intuitive. Intuition comes from love, and romance novels, love. So we're starting to see a little, connection here. So I was like, and most of the women, or actually most of the people that read my book are women, and they refer it to their men. So I was like, wow, this is perfect. So I was very intrigued when she contacted me, and I was, I would love to, collaborate with you.
Did you ever think, I mean, you were intrigued, but I guess you were also surprised. Did you ever think that writing this book about your life as a Navy SEAL would captivate a romance novelist?
It did not enter my mind whatsoever. I was writing this book, I was thinking for warriors, to try and bring warriors to a higher level. But, to have a romance novelist contact me, I was like, wow. At first, I was taken aback at first, but then after a while, I was like, like I said, the connection, okay, I can see it.
Now, have you, or are you, or do you expect to take any flack from your military buddies?
There'll probably be some good natured ribbing. I'm sure that's going to happen. But as a group, Navy SEALs are we're the husbands, we're the boyfriends, we're the fathers. So we're the romance. That the romance is talked in a lot of these books. And you women come forward and contact us, and we love that. So I think the Navy SEALs, once they see that romance novelists are talking about them, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's another feather in our. That's great.
I love that. Now, I understand you're going to be at the Romantic Times Book Lovers Convention next May.
That's true.
Have you ever been to anything like that?
I never have, and again, I would have never thought, I would be at a romance. So it's intriguing. It's just
prepare yourself because it is so much fun.
It can be.
It is so much fun, and I can't tell you how excited I am to see both of y'all in person. Now, you're going to be there, and what will you be doing at the Romantic Times conference?
I'm going to give a couple of lectures, so it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to talk about pulling the black ops curtain aside, SEAL Team 6 operators. So I'll talk, obviously not going over the line and talking about secretive stuff, but there'll be interesting stuff that I'll talk about. And I hope to reveal, what we're all about, and it'll be intriguing for many people on different levels, I think. And I was gifted to have actually two, speak twice, so it's going to be very exciting. The other one is Black Ops U.S. Navy SEAL, the modern day combat warrior. So all of my background, I was a SEAL instructor, and I was a Hell Week instructor. So the first phase of SEALs is where most of the quitters happen.
Sure.
So I have all that experience doing it from one side, actually going through it, and then actually teaching is a whole different ballgame. It was amazing to do that. I started the Navy's first hand-to-hand course, hand-to-hand fighting course, and also I was with SEAL Team 6, Red Man Squadron. So,
well, I hope that both of y'all will save a little bit of time for Fresh Fiction so we can catch up with y'all in May.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely will.
Thank you so much, Chief Jaco. It has been an absolute honor and a privilege to speak with you, and we do look forward to meeting you in May.
I look forward to meeting you too.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. All right, Lindsay, a couple of questions to wrap up, if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right. This first SEAL book, there is a lot of excitement surrounding it, and we're so excited at Fresh Fiction TV to have this exclusive interview, the very first one with you and Chief Jaco. Tell me what else is happening around the book.
Well, basically, there's about a year ago, Dorothy Fontana, who is a Hollywood screenwriter, contacted me about did I have anything interesting? And I said, well, yes, I have Downrange, and I told her exactly what I told you. And Dorothy Fontana is an icon in Hollywood. She was one of the original screenwriters for Star Trek series. And some of the viewers who are going to be listening to this are going to recognize the name Dorothy Fontana because she wrote a number of scripts for Star Trek, okay? Wow. But she's gone on, I mean, she's one of the venerated people at Hollywood who she just puts out really good stuff. She optioned, I sent her a copy of Downrange, and she optioned the book. It's a 2-year option. She's writing a film script on it right now, and she's got the blocking script done. She's going to get the actual verbal script that, you know, the characters are going to be using by December. And then her Hollywood agent is going to, you know, start trying to sell it. Now, Chief Jaco here also has, you know, ends into the SEAL community, and I'm hoping that they might be interested in it. We don't know, but I mean, it's worth a try because it is basically, this book is so on time insofar as women in combat. This book addresses it directly, okay? And so her agent believes very firmly that there is a huge interest in getting a movie out there on this. I can't think of a better one than that. I'm prejudiced about it, but it is a very, very good book. The fact that Chief Jaco wrote the foreword to it and also gave it a back cover blurb. I got to tell you that when I came to Chief Jaco, I had 66 questions that were unclassified that had to do with the book that I was writing, Downrange. And he took 4 hours of his time and answered every one of them, brought stuff out on the table, and he was showing me different things about it. And we got along so well, but I'm a Navy vet, he's a Navy vet, okay? And military have a tie that goes beyond gender, goes beyond everything, okay? And so he supported me in helping me with the technical things. And then I asked him to read the book so that he could see if I made some really bad technical errors. And I was like, oh my God, I bet there's just 100 of them in there, you know, and I was really sweating bullets on this. And he came back and he says, I found 2. I went, wow, I did my homework.
You sure did.
Yeah. But then when he came back and told me that, he also, what he said to me in an email is in the foreword, and it is so beautiful. I was very, very humbled that the words that he used for the book and how meaningful it was, and actually nailing the SEAL personality, okay? That was the most important thing. He was able to, you know, help me with that, support me with it. And he was so enthusiastic about it. I mean, he can sit here and tell you himself about the book that he was willing to put a blurb on the back of it. And I don't think, I mean, I cannot ever remember any romance book that has ever had a back cover, you know, quote from a Navy SEAL, okay? I think that this is a first, all right? And the thing is with SEALs, they don't do anything that their hearts really aren't into, okay? So, you know, to have his support on this was something that I had never entertained. All I wanted was those 66 questions answered. And so it grew, and it's grown to a very nice relationship. I could go to him and say, I'm having trouble with MREs. You know, I don't understand. So what does he do? You know, he comes back from where he was at, which I can't say where he was at, and he brings me an MRE. You know, I says, here, open it up, check it out, handle it, and you'll understand it. So we've got a great relationship, and he's been very instrumental in very many different ways, and I'm very appreciative to him for this.
We as readers and fans are appreciative as well. Now, tell me, did you try the MRE?
It's vegetable lasagna. I don't think so. I mean, he's not going to give me something that's good, okay? Nobody wants vegetable lasagna out in the field, okay? I mean, are there any vegetarian seals out there?
Not me.
I don't think so. So I think he gave me the one that nobody wants. He said, here. But that's fine, because I needed to understand, I mean, I was from the sea rats generation of the military, okay? And then they went into the MREs, and it's like I didn't have a clue about them. And I do very, very thorough, fine research. And so if my characters are using MREs, I want to be able to describe it up to a point, okay? Maybe not totally, but I have to know so that I can describe it accurately for my readers. So.
Right, and as a reader, we appreciate that thoroughness in your research and making us feel like we're right there with the characters.
You are there. I make sure of that. And the nice thing is that with Chief Jaco vetting the book and really going over it with a fine-tooth comb, and I guarantee you, SEALs are obsessive-compulsive people. I mean, they're OCD, It's like, it's the details that will get them killed. Okay,
sure.
They don't know about those details. And so he went through that book with that kind of detail. And so the readers are going to get something very, very unique in romance books, in the romance world, that it really was vetted. And it was thoroughly looked at and ensured that it's the real deal. You're getting real SEALs, you're getting SEAL reactions, a SEAL mindset. And I think that that's going to show differently than perhaps other books.
Right. And it sounds like something our husbands, boyfriends, sons, fathers may even enjoy reading. What do you think, Chief?
Oh, I totally agree. I got a lot out of it. It really opened up some stuff in me, and I actually talk about it in the forward she's talking about it. It's interesting because the main character's name is Jake, and my last name is Jaco, and everybody called me Jake. So I had that synchronistic connection with the main character. So it was pretty. I was engrossed in it. I was like, oh, the romance novel. Oh, this can't be good, But I was like, wow, I was like read it right through. It was
that's great.
To like you said, your husbands and boyfriends and maybe SEALs. They would get a lot of that, actually, because the internal work that I do with intuition. She presented some of it in the book, and I actually learned something about myself by reading the book. So it was incredible.
Well, I can't wait to read it. Now, Lindsay, tell our viewers where your readers can meet you at different conferences coming up in 2014.
Well, because of my writing schedule, and I'm not complaining, but I'm doing 4 books a year for HQN, and they're 100,000 words apiece, okay? I don't have a whole lot of time to go to any conference.
I guess not.
But the one that I love the most, that I have always supported ever since I started writing, is the RT Book Lovers Conference. And that's where I'm going to be. I think it's May 14th through the 18th, 2014 at New Orleans. Chief Jaco and his wife Tracy Jo will be there. And I'm going to be giving one lecture, and Chief Jaco is going to be my co-presenter on it. And I'm basically going to be talking about SEAL research, how to locate a SEAL, because believe me, they do not want media. They will not go to it. They won't come up. They won't make themselves available for it. And so, there's writers out there who really do want to write about SEALs, and they're very sincere about wanting to know about them and trying to portray them accurately. And so we are going to be giving a talk on how to do that. And of course, I'm going to be telling some of the fun things that happened to me in trying to find a SEAL, and that didn't work out at all. So,
A good seal is hard to find, right?
yeah, well, see, the thing is that for many years, I worked through the Pentagon. Okay, I was vetted by the Pentagon, and I have interviewed officers at the Pentagon. They've sent me out into the field to different bases. I've done interviews there with people. So, I'm used to working inside the military machine insofar as public relations go. But to try and find a SEAL, forget it. It's like they're down under the table. You ain't going to find them. And so thank God he wrote this book, and thank God I got a hold of it, because that led me to Chief Jaco. But I kind of think that, he's sort of a spearhead type of SEAL who is willing to give and to let us understand the unclassified things about their business, because it's an extremely dangerous, stressful business. They can't do what they do and still be emotional about it. But I think he's a great role model because he is able to let his feelings come out. I mean, you can actually feel them, because I've been around SEALs, because I had a secret clearance in the Navy, that it was like there was this cold wall, and it's like you didn't get anything, and you got no emotions at all, and they just were not able to be human. Okay.
Right.
So I think he's an extraordinary human being in many ways. I think he's very heart-centered, and it certainly shows up in his book. And I do recommend the book to all women romance readers. I think that they're going to find an incredible amount of wonderful things, and it just makes the SEALs look more heroic than they already are.
Right. Well, we've come to the end of our time together. Chief Jaco, again, thank you so much. It's been our honor to have you on Fresh Fiction TV. We look forward to seeing you in May. Lindsay, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure.